Welcome, everyone. Good to see you again on another episode of Evolutionary Soul Tower, where we help light the way to change on your soul path journey. I'm Desiree, and so glad to be here with you to share these special channeled messages from Spirit to support and guide you during your self discovery process. So, let's jump right on into the messages I have for you today, where Spirit posed the question for you to ponder and offers spiritual insight and guidance for you to integrate into each of your unique journeys. So, what does Spirit want you to know? The question is, what's Spirit up to? Well, the message overview is that Spirit is taking a deep dive into each of our souls, purging, cleansing all of the traumas and hurts and pains and wounds and hardships that we've had to deal with over the course of our journeys that's brought us into this place of guardedness. Spirit is healing those. Spirit is allowing us to rest during this time of many different frequencies coming into the earth plane to do the purifying or to join with our bodily DNA to purify, cleanse, and release the wounds that have accumulated over our journeys. And as a result, we're healing. And in that healing process, Spirit is building strength within us, strength to be able to take on our new missions on the new earth. But as we go through this healing process, as we go through this period of reflection and solitude and rest, it's a place where we will need to be surrendering and trusting Spirit because it's an unknown. It feels like it's an unknown place because it is. We don't know what's next. We don't know what Spirit and where Spirit is going to take us next. So it's almost like this black void of nothingness where we have to surrender and trust Spirit. And in that place, Spirit is bringing forth justice and balance in our emotional and physical bodies so that we can move forward in our missions when time comes to do so. That is the message Spirit is giving us. And as I was in my meditations today and the cards that they had me pull to clarify the oracles of the overview I just gave you, a lot of deception went on, of course, as we know, in the earth realm. Because we were operating in a place of illusion. But in so doing, there were lots of wounds and traumas that ended up taking place in many of us as a result of the illusions that we were operating in, and even inevitably some of the people we may have even been dealing with. That said, healing is now what we're going through, this healing process of solitude, where we're spending time alone, spending time in reflection, meditating, trying to delve deep into our souls, grounding ourselves as we go through this transformation into this new paradigm shift that we call the new earth. That said, many of us have built up guardedness as a result of those pains and wounds and traumas that we've had to experience. And Spirit is now working with us to bring forth strength as He purges all of these wounds and different hardships and things from our spirit and our soul. And as we go through this process of strengthening, of healing, we are walking in a place of void, a place of unknown, a place where we have to surrender and trust Spirit to guide us on to the next step. And it's in this place of the void where Spirit is then bringing justice and balance into our emotional and physical bodies so that we can move on to our missions that we are to serve in the new earth. That said, we've had many intense astrological events happen over the last few months. And these events have brought forth great frequencies into the earth plane, and as a result of that, we felt it. I know I have. I felt it, and it's been something that has been consistent over the last several months, but it's really intensified over the last few months. So again, these are some of the things that Spirit has been doing to purge us. We didn't understand what was going on, I'm sure, in many cases when it was happening. But this is what was happening. These frequencies were coming in to help us cleanse all of those traumas that we've had to experience either in this life or from past lives. And he's now building, we're healing and building strength as Spirit brings forth that justice and balance in our emotional and spiritual bodies. And as such, we're coming into the new earth. And when we do, we'll come into, as I have pulled this card, the Wheel of Fortune, we'll be ready to take that leap on our missions on the new earth to fulfillment, success, and joy as we serve humanity. Okay? So those are some of the messages that Spirit has given me. In addition to that, I'll give you a sneak peek or a sneak preview of some of the other messages that they gave me about the new earth. That love is going to be, of course, the basis for all decisions that we make in the new earth. Decisions decisions and choices that we make on the new earth, of course. And there'll be no fear and control as we've had here in the 3D, on the 3D side of things. And so there's going to be quite a few changes, as I assume that you guys know. And with many of the astrological events we've just had, I'm sure many of you have felt much of the, I should say, you felt many of the frequencies in your body temples, right? Last week we had Venus move into Virgo on the 21st, and on the 22nd we had the Sun move into Leo, and of course we had the full moon on this past Saturday, the 24th, in Aquarius. And then just yesterday, the 26th, we started the Galactic New Year. So we've had many different astrological events that have impacted us. That's not even to mention in June we had, I think that was an annular eclipse. And then we had at the end of May a Mercury retrograde. And then I think we had in May, at the end of May as well, a solar eclipse. So we've had so many astrological events that have impacted our soul and our bodies. And so if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling like you need to rest, well, I'll tell you what, this is a time that Spirit is saying, this is a time that we need to be doing that, because in that time we'll be healing, we'll be reflecting from these energies that have washed over us. Our bodies need that time, peaceful time of reflection and solitude. And Spirit is asking that we take that time to reflect, to meditate, to ground ourselves when we feel distorted in any way, so that we can heal and come into the strength that we need to move into our new earth energies. That said, this is also a time where Spirit is preparing us for the Lion's Gate that's coming up in August. August 8th is the Lion's Gate. And again, there will be more frequencies coming into the earth plane. And as a result of that, we'll be feeling that as well, preparing us and getting us ready for the new earth. That said, these are many of the messages that I've received, and so glad that I could share them with you. And of course, each week as I receive them, I will give them to you. It has absolutely been a pleasure to share these messages with you today, and I hope it's brought you some insight. And if it has, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. And also be sure to check out the description box for more resources to help you on your journey. And don't forget to join us again next week for another segment of Evolutionary Soul Tower. And remember, the light is already won. Take care. Until then. Bye-bye.